If there's something both Fallout's video games and TV series point out, Vault-Tec is up to something bad. At all times. I'm Mark from Digital Dissection, and today we're looking at 7 Vault-Tec experiments you'll likely never forget. Before we dive in, know that there are spoilers ahead for the various aspects of the Fallout series. Number 7. Vault 81. This location's purpose was to act as a miniature version of a Centers for Disease Control. The Vault dwellers in its care would be subjected to a litany of tests against various harmful diseases and bodily threats. A remote team of scientists would observe and treat the Vault from afar, but there's one thing they didn't expect to have happen. Its overseer saw the clear issues behind unknowingly experimenting on people, and before any lasting harm could impact its residents, put a stop to Vault-Tec's plans. An oddity given just how many others in Fallout 4 weren't so lucky. Number 6. Vault 106. Vault-Tec's cruelty towards treating its inhabitants as test subjects continued in Vault 106. In Fallout 3, it's located near Erifu, in the southwestern side of the Capital Wasteland. Its purpose was to pump psychoactive drugs within its air filtration system, a concept that was further mentioned in Amazon's Fallout series. At first, its overseer told security forces to deny any questions about possible issues with air quality. But over time, its community became disoriented, and eventually enraged and violent. A skirmish would ensue. The security forces were overrun. And years later, the experiment continues. Watch out for the blue hue, and possible remaining Vault dwellers, if you breathe deep without a gas mask. Number 5. Vault 111. Vault 111 is probably one of the easier concepts to understand, as it's the setting of Fallout 4's main events. Located near Boston's Commonwealth, inhabitants at this location were told they'd undergo a contamination protocol before being admitted to the facility. Not only was this a ruse, Vault 111's secret experiment was to test long-term exposure of cryogenic freezing on its subjects. Vault 111's overseer was to receive an all-clear and further instructions from Vault-Tec. But after 180 days, no updates were given. A majority of the test subjects would die as a result, and the scientists responsible for monitoring the experiment held a mutiny against its overseer, and no future entries were provided in computer terminals after this occurred. Number 4. Vault 77. Players won't actually stumble on Vault 77 in-game, but its story is covered in a promotional tie-in for Fallout 3, called One Man and a Crate of Puppets. Vault 77 is particularly cruel, as it only involves literally one man, without anyone to keep him company, and only a crate of puppets for social interaction. The Puppet Man lived on his own for years, engaging only in conversation with the toys, and gradually lost his mind before leaving the vault in 2079. His jumpsuit, however, can actually be found in Paradise Falls, and the slavers there will not get rid of the suit, out of superstition that he might return. The Puppet Man is implied to have become a ghoul as well after leaving the vault, and you never know, he may still be out there. Number 3. Vault 11. Survival and sacrifice kind of go together, but Vault 11's experiment in New Vegas was sacrifice on an entirely different level. Its concept was to force its population to choose a human sacrifice every year, monitored by its computer. The sacrifice ensured that Vault 11's automated system would not kill its population. Should they disregard the sacrifice, they would lose their lives. Behind the scenes, however, this couldn't be farther from the truth, as should the Vault rebel and not follow orders, they'd actually be commended by Vault-Tec, praising their commitment to humanity, even offering them the chance to freely leave the Vault and come back at their leisure. Unfortunately, the Vault's population would choose to finally rebel when only 5 were left remaining. 4 of the remaining residents chose to end their lives due to the overwhelming guilt, leaving only 1 survivor behind. Number 2. Vault 22. Before the bombs fell, Vault 22 of Fallout New Vegas had a fairly noble cause: finding a way to grow sustainable crops that could survive harsh conditions, aggressive pests, and advance humanity beyond the stress of surviving nuclear war. The idea would unravel shortly after the Big MT donated experimental fungus to the facility. The Big MT is a massive research and science facility located along Route 27 of the California and Nevada border. The fungi was called Bovaria mordicana. Vault-Tec would take the fungi and add it to their experimentations. The only problem, the fungus was easily capable of attaching to humans, and had the ability to not only infect, but take over the host bodies as mindless carriers of the deadly spores they created. Basically, the entire population of Vault 22 became infected, just like those at the center of The Last of Us. The facility would later become abandoned. That is, except for the fungal monsters that lay in wait, should someone ignore all the literal warning signs at its entrance. Number 1. Vault 87. Those unfortunate enough to enter Fallout 3's Vault 87 will witness one of the worst horrors Vault-Tec unleashed on humanity. Initially, the facility seemed to be focused on standard survival notions, such as terraforming and food processing. This idea, however, was quickly scrapped, and it became a center for nightmarish experiments involving the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV. Created by defense contractor Vault-Tec, FEV is a mutagen possible of many changes to the human body, as different exposures can cause enhanced strength in some cases, but in others, unnatural manipulations of human DNA. The typically green fluid was used to experiment on human reactions to its ability to rewrite genetic code, and eventually led to the creation of the Capital Wasteland's super mutant hordes. After overthrowing their Vault-Tec overseer and security team, the super mutants began to kidnap any humans they could get their hands on to create more super mutants, turning Vault 87 into a place of insurmountable consequence, and a constant reminder that Vault-Tec created many of the worst conflicts to impact humanity. In the end, Vault-Tec is responsible for most of the nightmarish possibilities in the world of Fallout. But did we miss any vaults you find horrific? Let us know in the comments, and if there's any more areas of the Fallout universe you'd like to see, we're always open to suggestions. And until next time, pop culture nerds, keep on dissecting.